Welcome back to Patriot Contraptions. Today we're looking at this Poulan Pro 550EX lawnmower. I'm going to be giving all of you guys out there some quick tips on how to troubleshoot this. So let's have enough of me talking and get down to being under the hood. Now that we have the top off of the lawnmower, it's very easy to see how it actually functions. The coil right here powers your spark plug, which is located down on the side. When the motor spins, a magnet located on this disc comes by the coil, causes electrical energy, and causes it to spark, powering your motor. Now, this coil is very important, will not function if it is grounded out, which is what this little safety wire is for right here. This wire comes around to the back of your Poulan Pro EX550 and connects to this little piece of metal right here. Now, as you can see, this motor is not running. When it is running, and you pull back on the safety lever, the piece of metal connected to the frame, as you can see, comes out from touching the other one. So it's a very simple switch in essence. When the switch is closed, the coil is grounded and the motor will not run. When the switch is open, the coil is not grounded and the motor will run. Another piece of information is that when this is open, it also lifts up this little brake on the side of the engine flywheel. So if that is in, your motor will also not run. If it's out, it will run. Coming back around to the front of the Poulan Pro, let's take a look at how you troubleshoot the spark plug real quick. This is the previous spark plug I took out of this motor. As you can see, it's really messed up, but it'll work for illustration purposes. To troubleshoot the spark plug, you're going to need two people. You detach the spark plug cable from the spark plug, then remove the spark plug, and since I have an extra one right here, I'm just going to put it into the spark plug cap, and hold it up against the frame of the motor. I'm going to hold it up against a muffler, and then if you have a friend, you'd have him pull the starter cable, and you should get a nice blue spark right there at the end of the spark plug. If you're not getting a nice blue spark in this area, your spark plug is bad. If you're getting a weak spark, like a very small spark, normally like kind of a thin white line almost, that's also a bad spark plug. It's almost safer to just replace the spark plug is what I have found. They're only about $2. And for the record, it runs on a Champion RC12YC. For all of you out there. Next, once you've got your spark plug figured out, put its cable back on, put your new spark plug in. Let's come over to the carburetor. Carburetor is completely automated, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's the way technology is going. So, you have your choke right here, and you have your throttle right here, both controlled by springs. There's pretty much no adjustment we can do on that, unfortunately. You can bend this wire a little bit, and maybe the other one, but I haven't had to mess with that on mine. The problem I did have, however, was with the carburetor itself and the bottom of it not getting fuel. So in order to access the bottom of the carburetor, you have to remove this bolt and the one on the other side. Now, when you do that, you're going to need to first block off your fuel line with a pair of these. These are vice grips. And what you do is you just take your vice grips and put them on the fuel line, as so. You see down here. And clamp them down so that you prevent any gasoline from getting from your fuel tank into the carburetor while you're working on it. Because if that does happen, it'll just flood gas all over the ground and it'll be a huge mess. So, once you have the bottom of the carburetor off, you can then take some of the carburetor cleaner and spray it down underneath the carburetor, straight up into it. I also like to spray some right in the jets on the top too. Let it soak for a few minutes, spray it a few more times, and that'll blow all of the junk and accumulated material out of the carburetor jets and allow gas to flow back up through it. If you're still having trouble getting the motor to start, you can use some starting fluid by spraying it right into there just a little bit at a time. And I've also found that you can spray just a little bit into the carburetor itself, the bowl of it, with some gasoline, and that'll help it get started as well. So there you have it. That's the basics of how this Poulan Pro EX or or 550EX, excuse me, lawnmower runs. Pretty straightforward to work on, very simple. I got mine started in about 1 hour. Another quick tip is you can put some carb cleaner in your tank. As it continues to run, that'll just keep flushing out your carburetor. Kind of handy there, just be sure to follow the mixing ingredients. But overall, simple lawnmower, easy to work on. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Patriot Contraptions signing out and hoping you have a fantastic day.